I'm
Macon County.
glad to be back.
Yeah.
Man, I missed 2 weeks, man.
2 weeks, man.
You was playing hooky. Now the sheriff's playing hooky.
You know the sheriff wouldn't play hooky, not on this show. I love
It was a
coming
reason.
here.
I know,
It
right?
was a reason,
It was a
man.
reason. It was a reason.
No, we understand.
Yeah, definitely every year I have to go to the sheriff conference, major sheriff conference.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, with all the sheriffs of the state, and that was last week.
Right.
Definitely worth going.
Yep.
You know, we learn a lot of stuff, talk about the laws and talk about what's going on, the new stuff. And we just kind of get together, make sure everybody together in the state.
Right.
You know, we make sure that all 67 sheriffs are one.
Okay.
You know, and not only the sheriffs, that the chief of police go to the same conference, conference similar, and everybody have to do that.
Right.
And like I say, definitely worth being here. But hello, Macon County. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back with my family here.
That's right.
Glad to be in the building. But before we get all that with these special guests that we have,
Yes.
we're going to say 100.7 FM WUBZ with DJ Brody Rush and Hear Me TV. Tuskegee Virtual TV, channel 181 in town, channel 19 on the campus with Pat Wallace, director, Kimberly Wright, and Jordan. And also, we got CBTV in the house.
Always.
CBTV in the house. Oh, we got somebody else over here.
That's right. We got Ladrina. Ladrina Taylor.
Hey, Ladrina been hanging tough, huh?
Yeah, about 2
That's
months.
right.
About
That's
2
right.
weeks.
Ladrina been hanging
Yeah,
tough.
she been in the building.
That's right.
And that's a good thing. That's
Right.
a good thing.
Yes,
But
we need all the help we can get.
That's right.
We definitely do. We're going to go on with the sheriff report here so we can get to our special guest.
That's right.
Get to our special guest. We got between the dates of July the 12th to July the 17th, the Macon County Sheriff Department received 209 volunteer fire transmissions, 1,445 landline calls, 366 E911 calls, and 1,301 radio transmissions for a total of 3,321 contacts.
Yeah. That's up a little bit.
Just
Just
a
little bit. A little bit
just
up.
a tad bit.
Tad bit.
But guess what? Last year this time we was up to 6,000.
6,000. That's right.
7,000.
Like
6 to
double.
7,000.
I mean,
That's
double
right.
this.
Right.
So,
I think community policing is working.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
And you know, man, as hard a job as we do, crazy things still happen.
Right.
man.
Absolutely.
You know,
You
crazy
ain't-
things
you
still
ain't kidding.
happen. And if we can eliminate those bad things that's going on, you know, I think we will be all right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, we man, just hate those crimes, man.
Yeah.
Just hate those
Yeah.
hard crimes, which I won't definitely say. Don't want to, you know, hurt nobody right now. Talk about things like that because
Right.
it's fresh on our memories and our hearts.
Right.
But at some point, we're gonna talk about that, and definitely we are trying to deal with that.
That's right.
No, we did deal with that last week now.
Well, that's
we
good.
ain't going into no details or anything
Right,
like
right,
that.
right,
But
right.
we
We did
did
mention-
we
Well,
did
we
acknowledge
mentioned
that
Not
happened.
gonna
Yeah.
go into
Right.
no detail,
Yeah, we
but
did acknowledge
definitely,
that.
I'm glad you acknowledged it. Like I say, I was out of town. Hate that happened, but I definitely stayed on the phone with everybody, trying to do what I can do from where I was.
Right.
And
We represented though.
Yeah, I
we,
know you
yeah,
did.
yeah.
But one good thing we only had a total of 7 complaints
Now, see,
7,
that's
okay.
good.
this
That's
whole
real
week.
good.
That's probably the least we've had.
Right.
I think this year, I think the lowest we had was like 9.
Nine.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah.
9, and
That's
now
right.
we're at 7 for the week, man. So
that's a
like
record.
you say, maybe
That's a record.
That's a
community
record.
policing has been working.
That's right.
And I know
Right.
everybody, even my friend Chief Martin's behind me, has been working on community
That's right.
policing.
That's right.
Policing.
714 Victory Lane, we had a private property accident. On 715, we had an arrest for child support. Got to pay for them babies.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
On 715, we had an arrest for hunt over bait. Somebody out there hunting over bait.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
715 Highway 80 County Road 2, we had a burnt vehicle. 715, we had an arrest for a probation violation. 717 County Road 9, we had a theft of property. 718, we had an arrest for child support. And guess what? No domestic violence.
That's right.
Wow.
And that's all
good,
we
though.
had this week. And
Now,
that,
see,
that
you know
is
what?
great.
I'm going to tell you something. That hunting over bait, that's the first time we've had that.
First time, yeah.
In a long time.
right.
And let me
Yeah.
tell you, y'all out there hunting, don't be cheating.
Yeah.
Come on now.
It's not even
Come on,
season.
man. That ain't cool. That's not cool.
That's not good, but definitely it still happens.
Yep.
And those game wars do a great job.
yeah. They don't play.
And they will.
They are not kidding.
They will come get you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And my old Captain Blair Strong out there with the Game Ward 9, they do a great job, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
You
do.
know, we have a man in our area, and he does a great job. And they're definitely guys that work with us with what we do.
Right.
Yep.
But don't get out there and cheat, cause
Yeah.
they will get
Get
you.
you, boy. And
They
that
will
ticket
get
this
you.
long, bro. I'm telling
This
you.
long.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
So I want to say hello to everybody in Macon County. And we got to run down this list real quick.
Okay.
You got T. Brunson joining us here, Facebook Live. She says, hey, y'all. Brenda Brown says, good evening.
Brenda Brown.
Jalen, my nephew, Jalen says, hey, y'all. Philip Harkless says, hello, everyone.
Philip.
Patrick Wallace is here. Patrick Martis is here. Hey, my dog here, Willie Slate Dog.
Slate Dog.
Slate
He
Dog.
says, hey, Coach Burns, what's up? And what's up, my friend? I know you ready for the season.
Ooh, football
and,
season, baby.
Football season is on the way.
That's
and
right.
we talking to the #1 coach in college football right there, and that's Slate Dog.
Slate Dog.
And I know he ready.
That's right.
Patrick Martis Sr. is watching. Hey, Patrick Martis Sr.
In the
watching
building.
from behind me.
In the building. In the building. I know that's right.
Tony Stinson is watching. Mike Provo. Hey, Mike Provo, how you doing, brother? Hey, that's a hard-working brother. He's still out there right now working. Hey, he protecting y'all when y'all don't even know it.
That's right.
Provo.
So good job, Provo, where she's always doing what he's supposed to do. Great young man, great friend, great deputy.
Great.
Philip Harkless, hey, Sheriff and First Lady. Hey, appreciate that, my brother. How you doing, Philip? And everything is great. Everything was great. Ella Cow says, hello, everyone. Have a great show, and thank you for all you do. And then she says, hi, Courtney. Mike Provo says, what's up, Sheriff, Sergeant McCrinsky, Chief Martyrs, and Radio Crew.
Yeah.
So y'all can wave at him.
That's
Jimmy
right,
Rush.
that's
Booty
right.
Rush is watching.
Hear me. Hear me.
Ladarius Stinson. Hey, Ladarius, how you doing, brother? Thanks for watching the show. Myra Melleby says hello and thank you. Kim Kennedy Brown, my sister-in-law, is watching. How you doing, sis? How you doing? Johnny Ware is watching. How you doing? Hey, Penny Wink, all the way from Polk County, Lake Wells, Florida. How you doing, Penny? Glad you're here watching the show. Slate Dog says, I hear you, Miss B. She's sitting over there behind the camera, taking everything, and tell your wife I said hello and happy belated birthday to her.
Okay.
Snoop Stinson is watching. He says, what's up? Hey, Snoop, what's up? How you doing? Samuel White and says Jeffrey McKinstry. Sabrina Turk. Hey, Sabrina, how you doing out there? Thank you for joining the show, Sabrina. I know you're holding it up down there in Notasulga. Yolanda Patterson. Hey, Yolanda, how you doing? Thanks for watching. Samuel White says, look at my Chief Patrick Martis. Hey.
Sam White.
Sammy.
In
In
the building. Willie Slater says Chief Martis Newman. So Wanda Hine, my sis, says hello, and she's watching. Hey, so Wanda, how you doing? Great person out there in Notasulga. Thank you for doing what you do. Philip Harkless says, Sergeant McCrinsky, great job, and that's what we're going to talk about.
That's right.
That's right.
Sandra
Oh,
Hill.
yeah.
Sandra Weldon Hammond says hello, and thank you for watching. Sandra, how you doing? Rita Kennebrew, hey, Rita, how you doing way up there in Cleveland? She says, hello, Sheriff and crew, how's everyone? And everyone is doing fine. And Gabby Wallace, Waller Lee, hey, Gabby, how you doing?
Gabby, what's up?
On the campus of TU, she said, room full of awesome guys, and thank you, Gabby.
Appreciate it.
Helen Jackson says, hello, everyone. Hello, Helen, how are you doing? Belinda Copeland Sutherland, hey, my sister. She said hello to my Sheriff, First Lady, and the Thursday Night Crew, DJ Booty Rush, Pat Wallace, goddaughter Kim Wright, and guest. Let me read that. It says, and guest. Okay, how you doing, my sister? Thank you for holding it down over there at BTW. Thank you for holding it down in the county for us. And I tell you what, that high school has been a lot better place with Belinda Sutherland now being the principal.
That's right.
So thank you for what you do, my sister, and continue doing what you do. Enjoy your love is watching. Enjoy your love. Hey, I like that.
Wow.
Enjoy your love.
Thank you for watching. Tammy Burton. Hey, Sister Tammy, how you doing? She says, hey, Sheriff Brandon Steph. Also, Miss Courtney. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? Thanks for doing what you do, Tammy. Appreciate everything. And Johnny Williams is watching. Hey, Johnny, one of my old football players. How you doing, Johnny Williams out there?
Okay.
And glad you watching, Johnny. So those are people watching right now that we have. We gave a shout out to here on Facebook Live.
Yeah. Now
Also, we never forget everybody now listening there, and never forget everybody in Macon County, Alabama.
Listen, as a part of administrative thing, I got to address this right quick. Just a moment. A couple of days ago, we had a serious lightning strike.
Oh, yeah.
And we lost television and radio.
Right.
And it took us, it took me about 36 hours to get us back online. So we're a little bit behind schedule, but we're getting back caught up.
Yeah,
so I just wanted to let everybody know, because I got a lot of inbox messages and phone calls. So just so y'all know that we were down for a little while.
Yeah,
but everything is back up now.
Yeah, we up
We
to
got
it.
everything back up.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to say here, I hope I didn't miss Helen Jackson. I see Helen on
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Did I say hello to Helen?
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
so.
I didn't want to miss her. I just saw
Got
her
it.
pop up. Okay.
Now let's get on to the
Now we're
real
gonna get
thing.
on to the get on right here. We got to give a special applause to these two guys
Give it to
behind
'em.
me
That's
right,
right.
now.
We got Sergeant
Y'all,
McKinstry in the building.
y'all give them a round of applause.
Chief Martin's in the building.
Yes.
Let's go,
sir.
y'all. We're back. We're back. We're back. Hey, we're back.
Hey, you know it's great to be in good company.
That's right.
No,
That's right.
no, let me rephrase that. It's great to be in great
Company.
There you
Right,
go.
right.
You know, and been knowing both of these guys for a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say enough about Chief Martis and what he does, not only at TU campus, but what he does in the community. He's the first one to tell me all the time, hey, bro, we got to work together. We going to work together. We going to do what we do. You know, and I know I said that even during my campaign, but I think he's the first one that really bought in to what I was saying because he had the same ideas.
Right.
Even before my campaign, we always talk a lot about helping each other and doing what we do. And he's been one that always left that campus
Right.
Yep. That's
to the
right.
call of duty.
Right.
There you
He
go.
always leave that campus to the call of duty. I've never had a time that I'm out there, whether I call him or not, that him and them men don't come help us. And that is the truth.
Right.
Yep. And you know what?
I like that.
That's a good thing. And you know what? Chief Martis was the first one in 2014 to dispatch me to fly the drone over the parking deck.
Oh, man.
That was in
I thought-
2014.
I thought I was the first one.
Hey, listen, I support law enforcement in general like
Right,
that,
right.
okay? All
But
right?
I bet you hadn't been out as many times with Pat Martin as you've been out with me.
No. No. but no, put it like this. When I go out to fly with you guys, I'm part of the team. I feel like that.
Yeah, you are.
But when I go out to fly for Chief Martis, I'm just somewhere out there.
Oh, you just
they don't
out
know where I
there.
am. Yeah. They just know that they see that thing in the air and they know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, usually when I call you, we got some specifics.
Something
going
very
on,
specific.
right.
Yeah,
but
we
most of
looking
the
for it.
football games. But what Chief Martis said a couple of years ago, 2014, he says, "Look, we've been having break-ins of the cars in the parking lot." And he said, I want you to fly over there and just see if that makes a difference. And that first game, he said that they didn't have any break-ins.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah,
Hey,
so-
man, that drone.
Since you've been doing that.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Hey,
so,
man, that
yeah.
drone is important,
It's
man.
important,
Yeah.
man.
That drone
Eyes in the
is
sky.
it's a great tool. The drone,
Eyes in the sky.
I think he stays away from me because I try to buy it for him. But we hadn't had a break-in in a car ever since he's been doing that.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, great.
And
But
the best
that's
part
great.
of it is community service. He
Right,
hasn't sent
right,
a bill
right.
yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Well, that is great, man. And
But see,
that
that's
drone,
what we do. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes a difference.
That drone is a great tool.
Great tool,
I call
man.
it aerial patrol.
And you know what? The sheriff department does have a drone.
Right.
But to have Pat come fly his
Right.
and the professionalism he does and how he uses it is great. And during the rodeos, we flew our drone, he flew
Right,
his.
right.
Man, it's just something about those drones, man.
Something serious,
Oh, yeah.
man.
And my guys do a good job with the drone we have, but Pat is a professional too, and he comes in and I can call him at any time. He come in out in the woods,
Hey.
wherever we are, out in the woods or wherever.
I was the first drone pilot in the county. Chief.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
right.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. But
But let's talk about
saying all that to say,
last night, let me tell you this. Last night I saw Jeff in the store and I said, "Man, you got to come on the show, man.
Right.
You got to come in there." And he said, "I'm going to talk to the chief." So I feel honored that we got both of them in here.
well, I bet you I told him before you did because I called Jeff on Sunday morning when I heard this to congratulate him
You finna get the credit,
and
man.
tell
Come on.
him. No, for real.
Instigator.
Did I?
No, I'm talking about the instigator.
Oh, you ain't trying to take it.
Credit, yeah.
I called Jeff. I woke up to this Sunday morning.
right.
And the first thing I did was call Jeff.
Yeah.
To just tell him congratulations and thanks for what he do for this county and this community. And I had
big,
to thank
man.
him personally.
It's big.
That's big.
It's big, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I'm gonna let him tell his story. But
Yeah.
I just got to let you know how big this is
Right.
to everybody in this
Yeah.
community
Right.
and in this county. And I felt so proud of what he did because we are one family.
That's right.
Yep.
Everybody together on this. He make all
Yep.
of us look good.
That's right.
Hey, and if they say, "Oh, that's a bunch of baloney," well, when the cop does
No,
bad,
no.
he
Oh,
make
yeah.
all of us look bad.
That's
That's
right.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But when they
that's-
make us look
Look
good,
good.
Make
yeah.
it look good.
and,
But
and
look,
that's what it's all
Now,
about.
let me tell you, last night, what did I tell you? You an honorary brother now.
Hey, well, let me tell Pat something. He already been an
He's
honorary
been an honorary brother. I know, right?
Always.
But I had to give him my accolades
Okay.
last night. See?
Okay.
I had to tell him directly. See? Yeah.
Hey, nowhere near me, but nowhere near
Yes.
you. But man, I just tell you, doing a great job. Yeah, Courtney hit him below the belt. But man, for Jeff to do what he did, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just, and I'm gonna tell the story and then we gonna let him tell it.
Okay.
But all I had to hear was Jeff responded to this call for help. He came, he got out of his clothes, he got in that water, and he saved the lady. That's all I need to hear.
That's right.
All the rest there in between,
Yeah.
I don't need to hear no more.
That's right.
He
Saved a
did
life.
that. He was
Saved
at
a life.
work at his job on the campus, had a call, left the campus, drove to the lake, got out of his clothes, and jumped in the water to save this lady. Hey, man, that's a great
That's
officer.
it. Someone's in the
That's
distress.
strong.
Not even
right there.
thinking about
And I ain't thinking
his
about-
safety,
that's right.
You know, the things that could happen to him. And that's what most police officers do.
That's right. That's
You know,
right.
police officers at heart always risk their own lives
That's right.
to save other people without thinking of themselves.
That's right.
And that's what officers do.
That's right.
And you know what? He ain't worried about no accolades. He ain't worried about no congratulations. He ain't worried about none of that, which he truly
Right.
deserves.
Right.
And you got to look at his chief. You got to look at him, and you got to look at their department.
Right.
Great bunch of young men
That's right.
that do what they supposed to do and do what they're here to do. But now, that wasn't his responsibility.
Right.
He did that because of Jeff. I hear people saying, "Oh, you know, we got to have more people trained like him."
Right.
He ain't trained for this.
Right.
That was all in his heart.
Heart, that's right.
That was all in his
They're
heart.
drilling, they're drilling. They're drilling.
You don't train officers to jump in water.
That's right.
They have other people for that.
That's right.
You don't train officers to just run out there and risk their life
That's
in
right.
the water. That ain't what
Yeah.
we supposed to do. But guess what? That's what we do.
It's got to be in you, not on
Anything.
you.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying? It
That's
got to be
right.
in you, not
It's-
on you.
it's in you.
That's right. It's in you, man.
But,
Bravery's in you, man.
I know everybody
No,
interested
but
in
you know-
hearing the story.
I'm gonna tell you, Jeff is the most humble guy
He's a humble
that I
guy.
know. He really didn't. He doesn't want to recognition all this stuff, but we appreciate him coming in to
definitely
tell the story.
appreciate it.
Right.
We do.
We're definitely
Well,
appreciate it.
let's give Jeff,
Well, let's give Jeff
Sergeant
chance to tell
McKinstry
his-
a big round of applause
There you go.
before he gets started, y'all. Let's go. Great job, great job, great
Yeah,
job,
yeah.
great job.
Hey,
Good evening. How y'all
Good
doing?
evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
I was at the gate. You know, at nighttime we locked all campus down. And I was just sitting there with other officers. That's what I do. You know, sit there with my team while they work and I watch, sitting there. Officer Sam White got a call from Officer Kit and said that they had a car in the lake and want to know if we wanted to come out.
Okay.
He called me and asked me, said, "Where you at?" I said, "I'm at the gate." I said, "What's up?" He said, "He's going to the lake." The kid called and said they had a car out there.
Right.
So I was like, all right, we'll ride out there and just be nosy, see what's going on.
Right.
So we ride out there, you know, and get out the car and look, and the fire department's putting on their life vests and getting ready and stuff like that. They had said she rolled down the window and everything. That's all they could get out of her.
Okay.
So we hollered at her a couple times. She wouldn't say nothing. She wouldn't respond back. So, you know, they was like, we're going to get the boat and go out there, you know, and I'm sitting there. I'm still trying to holler at her, still ain't hearing nothing.
Right.
So I was like, "Yeah, I just fished this Sunday, and it wasn't that deep out there,
Right.
You know, and where it looks like where the car's at, it couldn't be that deep,
Right,
at
right.
that point.
Right. Right.
So I went ahead and I asked them. I said, "Y'all mind if I just go on out there?" They said, "We don't mind because I don't want to step on nobody's toes.
Right,
like I'm
exactly.
taking over nothing."
Right.
So I just took my pants off because that's where all my electronics and all that is.
Yeah, yeah,
The rest
yeah.
of it didn't matter.
Right.
So I took my pants off and my boots because I didn't want to
Yeah.
have him
Yeah, bro.
soaking wet.
Yeah.
So I walked on out there, and she was just sitting there in the water, like she was dazed, didn't know where she was. Looked like she was texting on the phone.
Right.
I was shocked to see
Right.
her
Exactly.
sitting up because she wasn't responding to nobody.
Right.
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 So I talk to her, let her know who I was, calmed her down, try to, let her know where she was.
Absolutely.
And made sure she could swim before I even tried to make her move.
Right.
I didn't
Okay.
want her freaking out on me. Well, she told me she couldn't swim, so I let her know, it's not that deep right now. I just need you to get out of the car and walk with me. And she's more worried about the car. And I
Okay.
said,
Right.
Don't worry about that car can sink.
That's right.
We just need to get you out the car.
Absolutely.
So I just forced the door open, got her out, and held her by her arm till we walked to the bank where the fire department got her to check her and make sure all her vitals and all that was stable,
Right.
and check her well-being at that time.
Great.
But that was just a great job.
That was a
to even
great
think
job, man.
about-
I mean, you know-
and not only was he in the water, it was dark.
It was dark. I
was
mean,
dark.
you can't see where you're
You know,
going.
the
nothing like that.
unknown is the fear of everything
Right.
unknown.
Around it, you know
But
what I'm
he
saying?
took care of that,
Right.
And went and saved that young lady, and that was just a big feat, man.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you, you deserve everything you get. You know,
That's right.
Like I said, I woke up Sunday morning, Dad, and I called you as soon as I heard. Man, I just thought that was the greatest feat in the world to do, and it really was.
Mm-hmm.
And if we had more officers, more people like him, this would be a better place.
Right.
But let me tell you the crazy part. We still had negative stuff about that, man.
Right, right.
That just crazy.
But that's just the way it's gonna be, man.
That's just the way it's gonna
Yeah,
be, man.
yeah.
You know, I know the fire department was getting ready. They have to go. You know, basically when you do stuff like that, there are procedures.
That's right.
You know, and they were hooking up, getting ready, and it was a great thing because time was of essence.
That's
that
right.
He came. You know what I'm saying? Before they were able to get out there, time was of essence. You know, they were hooking up, and I'm sure that's their procedure.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They have to be safe too when they go out in that water.
Absolutely.
They want to definitely go home to their families too.
That's right.
But you have an officer like Jeff that came up, Sergeant McKinstry came up, and he was like, well, let me go ahead. It's taking y'all a little while. I know y'all got to do what y'all do. So I'm going to just go and jump in here because I know that car going to get away and sink before long.
And plus, he was familiar with that area.
And he was familiar with the area.
That makes a real big difference.
That makes a big difference. So, you know, I commend him. We're proud of him, and we're glad to have him on the show. And we can talk about other things dealing with police bravery and some of the crazy stuff people say about
Right,
that,
right.
man. You know, but one thing about Macon County, one thing about us, we are here to work together. And I know Jeff, Sergeant McKinstry, used to work for the Sheriff Department.
Right.
He used to work for the Tuskegee Police Department, and now he has landed over at the Tuskegee University Police
right.
Department. And everywhere that he's gone, I've always known him to be a good officer. Always doing what he should be doing, and
Right.
always has a great personality.
Right.
And that's what it takes to be an officer around here. That's what it takes, you know, community policing. And I've worked with him a lot, and nothing but professionalism from him, from his chief,
Right.
and everybody on the staff.
Right.
So I commend everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what he did makes us all look good.
Absolutely.
It makes us all look
Absolutely.
good. And of course, you finally hear something positive coming out of what a police officer did here, man.
Right.
And that's great.
That's great.
That is great. And not saying that it's deserving of all the bad publicity that we get around here, because we do everything we can in the
Right.
community.
Right.
Sometimes things are beyond our control. You know, if I can control somebody getting killed, if I can be there before they did, man, I would be there.
That's right.
My guys would be there.
Yeah.
But there's no way we can just happen to be there. And people got to understand, most of the time, the criminal's not going to commit a crime in front of us.
That's right. I'll call you first.
That's right. I'll call you first and say we finna do that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
if
right.
they do that, we need to be taking them to a mental
I
institution.
know that's right.
We're going to have to handle them a whole nother way. You know, most of the time, the police officers and authorities get there after the crime.
Last person.
And that's what we do. We respond
Buns.
to crime.
That's
we
right.
respond.
Right.
Not we get there first. And that's something that people
Well,
don't understand.
Absolutely.
But understanding that all of the law enforcement officers are first responders first.
Right.
So when there's an emergency, something like that situation that happened the other day, all first responders go in there. And
Right.
that's what hats off to him, because he knew that the water wasn't that deep.
Right.
It was dark. He had just fished there.
Right.
And so he knew that he could safely go in there and
That's
do
right.
that.
But you know what? He wouldn't have cared if the water was deep or whether
Right.
it wasn't deep. He would have jumped in the water. And I know that about him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just fortunately, he said he had fished there before and he knew about how deep it
Right.
was.
That's right.
But it wouldn't have mattered. He would have gone in that water anyway.
Yeah.
You know, one of the deputies told me that when they got the car out of the water and they opened the door,
Yeah.
fish came out of the car.
Wow.
No.
Well, that's something
Yeah,
there.
Right.
That's how full of water that
Water,
car
yeah.
was.
Right.
That
But
it
you know
actually
what?
had fish in there.
It don't take long.
It
No,
don't take
it
long.
doesn't.
Don't take long at all for
It
a car to
doesn't.
sink.
Yeah,
And
it
he
doesn't.
knew that.
Yeah.
He definitely knew
Yeah.
that.
Well, he
In
knew
minutes,
the time was
man.
of the essence.
Yeah,
Right,
time was
right,
working.
right.
That's right.
And one good thing I saw on WSFA was that Chief Martis presented him with, what did he present you with?
Trying to see how it's-
Meritorious service.
meritorious service.
Meritorious service.
And that was nice.
That's nice. Yeah.
Nice gesture. You know, that was a nice gesture coming from his boss,
Right.
from his chief. And I definitely said it was something that I had to do coming from the sheriff and the sheriff department, and I will do.
Right.
You know, he deserves a plaque. He deserves something from me and from my department.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Proud of him.
Make
Always
everybody
been a
look
great
good.
guy. Yeah.
Make everybody
Proud
look
of
good, man. City.
So, you know, that's just a great thing, man. And I know you've been hearing it all week, Jeff. And I know you don't want to hear it. I know you had to walk. I know you don't want to hear it. But guess what? You did a great job, brother.
Yeah. Great job, man.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give him another round of applause. Let's give him another round of applause, man. Great job, man. Great job, man.
I wish that everybody can do more for him,
Right.
but he ain't thinking about that. And right now it's back to what it's back to, you know, the job, usual job there. But I know what you finna say.
Yeah. It's about that time, y'all. We finna do the drop. We'll be right back after these messages. y'all.
Hey.
Hey, Tuskegee, make sure you watch the Macon County Sheriff's Report with Sheriff Andre Brunson every day at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. on Tuskegee Virtual TV, Channel 181 in town, and Channel 19 on the TU campus, hosted by DJ Booty Rush. Be sure to check out our live stream every Thursday evening on YouTube at Tuskegee Virtual. We're keeping Tuskegee in the know.
And you know this. And you know man.
All right, we're back.
Hey,
We're
hey.
back. We're back live with the Sheriff Report, y'all.
Hey, we back with the sheriff report with my boy DJ Booty Rush
In the building.
in the building. But Booty, you mind? We're gonna go back here and just say something to the people on Facebook Live.
Okay.
We're gonna catch up here. We're gonna run through these, and then we'll get back to
Okay.
Patrick Martis, Chief Martis.
Okay.
So my sister-in-law Karen Brown says, "Hello, everyone. Thank you to the sheriff department for responding to my son's accident. Deputy Tim, thank you again. We back the badge. Okay, that's what she said. We back the badge. And Tim went out there on my nephew's wreck. Had a wreck out on 27.
Okay.
Bad accident. Towed
Wow.
his truck, but he was lucky.
Okay.
And Tim was out there taking care of him, and my sister-in-law is proud of him and wants to give him a thank you. So
Gotcha.
he deserves that.
Gotcha.
Okay. Hey, my sister, Miss Higdon, how you doing? She's joining us. I don't know where she is. She's a flight attendant, so she could be anywhere.
Okay.
So hello to you, Johnny. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Philandra Ezel, how you doing? I saw Philandra working at Walmart the other day, and she was trying to get out there and get home. Them dogs were tired, man.
I know that's
She had
right.
to get home.
Yes,
Yeah, Drill said she had to get home.
that's funny.
Ella Cowell says, Sheriff, I want to know what can we do about the violence here. I would love to sit down with you and some others for a solution. It's sad when all these young lives being taken.
Right.
And you know what? You are definitely right. And man, we've been sitting down talking and trying to
Yeah.
get our heads together
Right,
and trying
right.
to do what we do. And you know, we can talk to these kids, we can talk to the adults. We're gonna have some crime.
Right.
And more now, we got to talk about the individuals who are committing these crimes. And you know, we got to get in their head to find out what's going on.
That's right.
Because
Right.
definitely you can't blame the mother for somebody going out there to commit a crime like this. You can't blame the father. You can always talk about, well, what did they teach them at home?
Right.
You can teach them anything.
That's right.
But when they get out in these streets, man, it ain't no telling what they gonna do.
That's right. That's right.
And that is the honest, the good, and the truth. We don't know their mindset. We don't know what triggers them. We don't know what does what. But when somebody pulls a trigger on somebody, it's something that they did.
That's right.
It's
Right.
not what the parent did. It's not what the police did. You know what I'm saying? But we can talk about this all the time. We got to get into the homes. We got to get into the mental state of these young men. We got to get in the mental state of everybody.
That's right.
You know, right now, nobody, you know, they act like consequences don't mean nothing.
That's right. That's
And
right.
I see them when they get to the jail.
That's right.
When they get to the jail, they sorry now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know what made them do it.
Yeah.
They crying and all that.
You know, our kids don't understand. You know, they think that their pride is all they have.
That's right.
Your pride is not all you have.
That's right.
If you say something to me, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
ain't gonna do this in front of my boys.
That's right.
You
That's
ain't
right.
gonna do this in front of my boys.
right.
Hey man, I've never seen it like this before.
Well, this
That's
was
what
a
it is. That's
special
what it is.
case because you got to think about it like this. You know, we hear about these killings and these shootings and stuff, but for somebody to go into a place like that with
Yeah.
all those
A public
witnesses,
place.
With all-
a public place,
Public
where-
place.
That's
where-
somebody that don't care.
And right, and like I said on the show last week, you know, we talk about this all the time about gun safety.
Yeah.
and
Right.
and when you have people that are not professionally trained to use weapons, anybody in that place could have been collateral.
That's
damage.
right.
Anybody.
That's
You
right.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a
That-
whole nother level
Man.
of violence.
Right.
That's
Because
so
you put a
dangerous.
whole bunch of other people at risk.
At stake,
yeah.
Not just the person that you go to target,
Right.
but now you're putting everybody else at risk.
That's right.
And so that's something different.
Yeah, that is so dangerous.
But they did
But
have
I
like
tell you what,
that next morning. But that was on that Friday
You're
morning.
right. They had
Yeah, they had counseling for
right.
everybody
Oh,
that
that
was
was
there.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah, out
workers
there at the bus
education
station.
had
and all the
counseling
people
Right.
that
out
was in there. Yeah,
And-
they had
and
counseling
that,
for
that
them.
was a great thought.
Right,
That was a
right.
great thought.
Right.
But what about counseling for this young man?
That's right.
You know, what made him do this? What
Right.
you know what I'm saying? What about counseling for that family,
The
that
family.
mother?
Right.
You know, what about them? We gotta deal with that, man.
Because now you got two families destroyed.
Oh, you
That's
got two
right.
families.
You know what I'm
destroyed.
saying? You got
Right.
one that lost a loved one. Now you got another one that's getting ready to lose a loved one.
That's right.
Well, you know, when I heard about it, I got up that morning. I actually called Judge Cole, Tiffany, to see if we can get together. We can get some people together and try to deal with this, you know, and find out what's going on. Because I definitely said, hey, that's not fair to just blame the police and them for something like that happening when they weren't there. From what I understand, they were in the parking lot a few minutes before and they left. You know what they do, riding around on a night like that. And I
Right.
know my deputies were working in the city that night because they had the fireworks.
That's right.
And they were out there doing things, but they had no control of what happened inside of McDonald's.
That's right.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a bad thing. Like I said, if we can be at these places beforehand, we would.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? If
Absolutely.
we knew that was going to happen, we would be there.
Absolutely.
You know, people were blaming the city council. They were blaming you know, I
Everybody.
just, you know, go to who to blame.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That young man, that was something he should. There's no way you would do anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Not
That's-
in a
that's-
public
in
place
another-
like
public
that.
place,
I mean, really,
period.
seriously.
You don't hurt people like that.
And put everybody else at risk.
But why did he do that? That's the question.
Question.
That's
Yeah.
the question.
What
What,
made
was
him
in
do
his
it?
mind?
What was
to
in
make
his
him do-
mind?
Those are the things we need to be looking at.
There
We
you
need
go.
to be looking at what's making our kids so
Click like that.
angry.
Yeah.
What's making them click
Click
like
like that. That's right.
You know, because normally you wouldn't do anything
Yep.
like that.
Right.
And the times that it's happening here, we need to find out what's going
That's
on
right.
with those individuals.
Yeah.
And sometimes they do need mental health.
Right.
Sometimes they have problems. But the crimes are when you go rob somebody. When
Right.
you do that, why are you robbing this person? You know, is it the economics? You know, what are making you rob these people? Do you have a problem mentally?
Right.
Do you rob people? You know what I'm saying? We got to get into the homes. We got to get into the psyche of these kids, and not just kids, the adults
Those
too.
two, exactly.
That are
That's
committing
right.
murder,
Exactly.
committing crimes.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We got to have some anger management.
That's right.
We got to have other things like that so we can cope with problems.
That's right.
Because if I have a problem, I'm not going to pull a gun out. I got to know, hey, I got to walk away right
That's right.
now.
That's right.
You
Gotta
know,
walk
my
away.
thing is not to pull a gun and hurt somebody. I need to walk away.
Yeah.
I need to get back to my loved ones, my
Right.
families,
Right.
and deal with it the right way.
Absolutely.
And that's what everybody need to do.
That's what everybody need to do.
You can't always stand there and fight a battle.
That's right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
And that's the truth. But we'll deal with that, and I appreciate you saying that, Ms. Coward. And you can meet with me anytime. We can get together, have a panel. We can get together and talk.
Right.
If you have any ideas, and like I said, I called Tiffany, and we talked about it. We said we were going to get some mental health people together so we can go to these families, call some people in, and just put together a panel and a group of people
Right.
that can talk.
Yeah.
Maybe counsel everybody.
Well, you know,
And get
we,
into
we,
these homes and into these heads and see what's going
No,
on.
right.
we should also expand our reach with the Stop the Violence movement with Angela Hamilton.
Right.
Because they're working on this stuff actively as we
Right.
speak.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and the
Scott Muhammad.
and yes,
Scott
Scott Muhammad.
Muhammad.
That's right.
Right,
And Chief
right.
Frazier.
Chief Frazier.
Chief Frazier
It's
is
quite
on
a
that.
few.
Yeah, it's a few of them. So
a few
there
of 'em.
are people
Right,
that are
right.
working on this.
That's right.
So that that's the coalition right
need to get
now.
together all
The coalition has got to come together.
Right, right.
Because and you know what I'm going to tell you what was very powerful, and we've done this 2 years in a row. Is when we go out there with those victims
Right.
who've lost their loved ones
On the square.
and they tell their story.
Right.
That's
Very-
powerful, man.
very
And
emotional.
it's
Very
very
emotional.
emotional.
Yeah.
So we've got to keep doing stuff like that.
Right.
Well,
You
if
know,
you
to keep
remember,
the awareness going.
if you remember, we did a stop the violence out there.
That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
we came and we did a stop
right.
the
That's
violence.
right.
2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
We,
That's right.
we let balloons go.
That's right.
That's right.
You know, if you
Shed our
remember,
tears and everything.
If you remember, our group was the first one to come out there and let balloons
There
go.
you go.
That's
for the
right.
victim, if you remember.
That's right. That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
And those that helped.
That's helped.
But then when
Yes.
other people joined in, it helped even more.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the more other people join in, the better it will be.
Absolutely.
But I know Macon County Sheriff Department and my group here, UBZ, we went out there and we did the same thing, and
Yeah.
we did get a great turnaround.
Great turnout.
turnout.
I
Yeah.
tell you, this year was pretty powerful too,
was.
especially
Very
for me.
emotional.
It was very emotional for me because
Right.
I lost somebody last
Right,
year.
That's right.
And it was hard, man. It was
Right.
tough.
Right.
It was really tough for me.
Right, right.
So I mean, it does send a powerful message,
it
and we need
does.
to do more
More of
stuff
that.
like that.
Yeah.
More of that because really, when you see the actual pain
You're right. In their
in
eyes.
the parents and
You
you see
feel
the
it in their
people's
eyes.
pain in
You
their
feel it,
eyes,
man.
how do you do that if you
Right.
see that kind of
You
pain?
feel it,
Right.
man.
You
feel
know?
it.
Yeah, you can
man.
feel it, man.
You know,
can feel
Feel
it.
it.
it's deep. Yeah.
I'm gonna get back to running through these names. We gotta let Chief Martis talk real quick. Darren Mount is watching. Hey, Darren, how you doing? Eric Copeland. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Monique Smith LaCour. Hey, Monique, how you doing?
Monique.
I don't know whether she's working in the jail, working in the police department, or working dispatch. But boy, she's a
She's
hard-working
everywhere.
lady.
She's
She
everywhere. That's
and,
right.
And definitely does a great job. Shannon Oliver. Hey, Shannon, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Hey, Rod Randolph, how you doing? Hadn't talked to you in a while, my brother. Thanks for joining us. Michelle Lane, how you doing, my sister? Good to hear
Shell,
from you
what's
there.
up, Shell?
Shelley, how you doing? Philip Harkley says, speak up. You can't hear us, Philip? Well, hopefully we can speak up. Frank Lee, hey, Frank, how you doing? Thanks for joining us, Frank. Rita Kennebrew says, can't hear him. Uh-oh. So she's talking about you. We had to speak up a little louder. Frank Lee says, good evening, guys. Great show, and thank you. Brenda Brown says, can't hear him. Uh-oh. Couldn't hear him at all back there. Somebody else says, sound. Roberta Crenshaw watching, our sister Roberta. Hey, Roberta, how you doing? She says, good evening, gentlemen. Hope all is well with you, and definitely it is. Tyshawn Shepard, hey, Tyshawn, how you doing? Thanks for joining us, Tuskegee. Frank Lee said, audio is low. Okay, everybody's saying audio
Well,
is
listen,
low.
anybody that's having audio trouble, go to Tuskegee Virtual on Facebook, where we're using big fat microphones and everything.
Right,
You can hear everything
You hear
clearly.
everything from here.
Yeah.
Tiffany Cole is watching. Hey, Tiffany, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Larry Calhoun is watching. Hey, Larry. Larry, great deputy for me. He's on night shift right now, so y'all better stay in. Larry Calhoun will get you.
6'9".
6'9".
He been wearing them pants down.
Yeah, man. Hey, when he wear, they look like gaucho. They know what you call it. His long pants look like gaucho. Uh-oh, I shouldn't have said that, Larry.
Uh-oh, you in trouble
I
now.
should have said that, Larry. Hey, Larry said, he
I'll
said,
tell you
hello,
what.
Sheriff. And I had to tell Larry they do sell long pants. I had to tell him they do sell them.
I tell you
I
what.
don't think he knew. I don't think he knew.
Listen, those gauchos don't stop him to
No, they don't
scare
stop
the crap out of somebody.
No, they don't stop it. Hey, man, that's one of the hardest working guys,
I
man.
know,
You
right?
Yeah. Him and LaCour and those guys,
Right.
Knuckles on that
Oh,
night
yeah.
shift, man, they do a great job, man.
Wonderful.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can imagine, man, third shift is a hard shift to work,
Right,
man.
right.
And those guys, LaCour, him and his partner Eccles, they do a great job, man. And Boss.
Boss.
Boss, yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's that dog.
But he says hello, Sheriff, and everyone. Johnny Bird and Yabby, how you doing, Yabby?
Yabby,
Thanks for joining
Yabby.
us over there. Man, Yabby cleaned my car up today.
Oh, yeah, y'all don't play.
Yabby don't play. Angel Farrell is here. Hey, Angel, how you doing? Frank Lee again. How you doing, my brother Karen Reese? Hey, Karen, how you doing out there? And Johnny says, good evening, everybody. Freddie Cunningham. Hey, Freddie Cunningham.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
How
watch
you
out
doing?
now.
That's the
There you
man,
go.
Freddie.
Hall
Motivated
master.
Sanders is watching. Hey, Motivated Sanders. Frank Lee said the Macon County Emergency Management Agency appreciates the bravery displayed and are all one in responding to emergencies in Macon County. Thank
Right.
you, Frank. And you know Frank does a good job over
Oh,
there
yeah.
with emergency
Oh, yeah.
management.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's always in it.
Always.
And he says, great show. Tammy Burton says, amen, so true, and thank you. Anita Joy, how you doing, Anita, up there? Thanks for joining us here. She's up there in the Noticeug area, 199. Thank you. And Frank says the audio is good now, so thank you.
Okay,
They
all
maybe we
right.
just need to kind of speak up a little
There you
bit.
go.
Reprogram
And
it.
Roberta says, awesome show tonight, and thank you, Roberta.
Roberta,
and thank
what's up?
you for everything you do in your program.
There
It's
you go.
awesome, and we'll definitely be there to support you the next time you do it again.
Okay.
Now, let's hear from Chief Martis.
Y'all stand up and give
You
him
know,
a
yeah,
warm
let's give him
He's in-
some
We got
applause,
Tuskegee
too.
University,
Tuskegee University.
Police Department Chief Patrick Mollis in the building. Y'all stand up and give him a big warm welcome, y'all. Let's go. Good evening, Chief. We got Chief Martis in the building, y'all.
Good evening, everybody, and greetings from Tuskegee University. It is an honor to be here among such esteemed gentlemen and ladies. Sheriff, I'd like to kind of expound on the statement that you just made.
Okay.
You know, this is one county. I came from Birmingham 10 years ago.
Right.
And this is one county that I found to be a jewel as far as the agencies working together. I've noticed, especially since you've been the sheriff, we work hand in hand. There's never been a squabble over jurisdiction, over anything. You know, what we try to tell our citizens, we are one, we respond as one. And, you know, in my studies of Booker T. Washington, Tuskegee University was never meant to have a fence around it locking people in.
Right.
Booker T. Washington believed in inclusion.
Right.
So we all got to work together to make this work. And, you know, we have several people working on task force, different groups and stuff to come up with solutions to crime. But, you know, I can say it's disheartening sometimes, but until you learn to change the hearts of man, we're not going to eradicate violence.
Right.
Absolutely.
But I think we're on a good step going forward.
Right.
Because we're working together hand in hand. I am extremely proud of Sergeant Jeff McKinstry because he went above and beyond his call of duty.
Right.
My first inclination when I was notified was, what you doing off campus? What you doing off campus? You at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right,
We were
right.
vulnerable at that time,
Right,
too.
right.
But when I found out that he had actually saved a life, man, I was just real proud.
Right.
And he's one who doesn't like a lot of recognition. It was like, okay, that's what I do. That's what I signed up for.
Right.
You know, I like to thank Chief, the city chief,
Right.
Chief James,
James,
and
okay.
Chief Bronson, Sheriff Bronson, for letting me steal him to my department. So, he's one of my best officers,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you know, I actually recruited him a year ago and brought him in as a sergeant, and because of his expertise, because of how he reacts to community policing,
Right.
and that's what it makes and that's what it takes,
Right.
to make us successful in this area. There is no crime in our offices behind our desk. We got to be out there regardless of rank,
Right.
doing what we do.
Absolutely.
I can call on this man anytime. He's right there.
Right.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry he left the sheriff department before I got there. He left before I became the sheriff.
Right.
So he was already in the
thought-
police department, but I worked with him.
Already.
I worked with him for years at the sheriff department.
Right.
Never a problem with him. You know, always doing what he's supposed to do, just a good deputy. And like I said, I know you glad to have him. You know, I'm glad he's with you. I wish he was with me, but I'm glad he's with you because he's still in the community.
That's right. He
And I
approachable.
said I wish he's with me because he's a great friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And always a hard-working guy.
Right.
But long as he in this community doing what he do, he gonna do what he do
That's
no
right.
matter what.
That's right.
And one thing about Chief Martis, I deputized Chief Martis. So Chief Martis has the authority to go anywhere in this county.
Right.
And we all work together, and there's never a problem with that. And like I said, when we need help, we ain't worried about no jurisdiction. We ain't worried about them coming off campus.
Right.
They coming to help.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, and I include them in everything that I do. When I have details, I call Chief.
Right.
Ask for his help. I call him out. Hey, we need to get together. We got a lot of people coming. I need your help.
Right.
And guess what? There's never a no.
That's right.
You know, from chief to chief out in Shorter to chief anywhere. You know, we all work together.
Right.
You know, he at the campus, we have a lot of students on that campus. When they have football games, we all come together and work. They have concerts, we all come together and work.
Absolutely.
When they had a Liberty Day in Shorter, we all come together and work. When they had a rodeo, we all come together and work.
Right.
When we have some big events in the city, we all come together and work.
That's right.
And that's what it's all about.
That's right.
You know, we have to use each other's everything
That's right.
that we have to make sure the job is done. And that's what we do. And that's the only way to do it.
That's the only way.
Only way to do it. And everybody sitting there chewing on my strawberries that Jordan bought me.
Hey, man.
And I'm sharing my strawberry, but I handed y'all the plate to
That's
get
right.
one strawberry and one grape. But you can have another one, though, Jeff. Jeff, he could have another one. Chief, you want something else, buddy?
fine now.
You fine?
Yeah, but you
things
start
good.
All right,
talking
I'm gonna
again.
give Pat something.
They good, man.
Me and
I'll
Pat
give Pat one. Pat, you gonna take? Look at that. I told him one. He take two more. There you go, brother. Hey, man, Jordan, I appreciate that. I know Backdoor and Miss Backdoor.
Hey.
Appreciate it.
I know
Appreciate
Backdoor
it,
and Miss Backdoor help you with this, so thank
That's
y'all.
right.
And this fruit is always good and it's good for you. But man, they find the sweetest everything, don't they?
Yes.
Telling you, man.
No, let me tell you, I have to, I know we're running out of time and everything, but I have to give a shout out to Chief Martis for doing what he does, Sergeant McKinstry for doing what he does, Sam White for doing what he does. One of the other deputies said that Kit was on the boat looking like George Washington. So shout out to Kit, and
Right,
also I got to give a shout out to one of the unsung persons that we usually don't talk about. I mean, you bring them up a lot of times, but shout out to Daphne Renfro, who was the dispatcher that
Oh,
night,
yeah.
who
Oh,
was
yeah.
up
Oh, yeah.
all night with that situation.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
hats off to her because she's been
Okay.
doing that for a long
Yes,
time.
yes,
Right,
definitely.
right.
She's got a lot of experience, and she really paid her dues that night.
Well, I'm
She
gonna
did
tell
it.
you. I'm gonna tell you. Those dispatchers are our lifeline.
That's right.
You know, they are very, very important. But the dispatchers that we have are all down at the 911 center down at the Macon County Sheriff Department. And that was a great move.
Right.
You know, they can all share information. We can get
Right.
stuff together and we can respond together.
Real quickly.
But those dispatchers, it's never times you call and they don't answer.
That's right. That's
They
right.
there
That's
listening,
right.
and they are
They are the
everybody's
lifeline.
lifeline.
That's right.
And they are very professional, and they know what to say and what to do to keep people calm, and they
Right.
know how to get the officers there. So hey, we
That's
have to
right.
give them a round of applause, man. Can you got a round
Hats
of
off to
applause?
Renfro.
for them? We got a round of applause
Yeah,
for
let's
them.
give
Yep.
All right, we're back. We're back.
Hey,
we're
hey,
back.
That's
and,
right.
And I'm gonna say this here, man. Looks like I'm gonna have to do some more deputizing, huh?
There you
And
go.
get John deputized so he can get on out there, and then Chief won't say, "Hey, why you off campus?" yeah. But man, this was for you, man, and just great job. I want to
Great
shake
job,
your hand
man.
again. Continue what you do, brother, and you make us all look good,
Sure
man.
do. Really
And
do,
this
man.
to all the other officers. I know if you were there, you would have done the same thing, man. Let's protect this community,
That's right.
man. Let's
Yeah.
stand up and do what
Right.
we do. And to the community, to Macon County, hey, we doing everything we can do. If y'all got some suggestions, we can get together. We can
Right.
sit down and talk.
Right.
We can do everything. But
There you
until
go.
we get into the homes, until we get to the people committing these crimes and get to them, remember, there are criminals everywhere.
That's right.
Yep.
And we have to look and say, hey, we
Right.
do have some criminals in the community.
That's right.
It don't matter what we do, they're going to still do some stuff.
Absolutely.
And we
That's right.
just got to realize that, and we got to protect ourselves, and we have to get these criminals off the street, and hopefully we can get them off the street before they hurt somebody.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Okay? But definitely, we need to get into their heads. We need
right.
to find out what's going on
going
with
on.
them personally.
Right.
And stop blaming each other and pointing the finger. Let's do this together. We're not blaming each other. I'm not blaming you. Hey, I can't blame Pat because the lightning hit the electricity and cut the bars off.
Right,
I
right.
can't blame him for that.
That's right.
You
That's
know
right.
what I'm saying? I just can't.
Just can't. That's
And
right.
so let's not do that.
That's
Let's
right.
work together, get these things solved.
That's right.
Let's get together, get to the root of the problem. If y'all want to sit down and do that, I'm all with it.
Okay.
Because
There
I'm
you
not
go.
with the foolishness.
That's right.
Let's do this.
That's right.
Together.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Now,
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'm going to do my shout outs, okay?
Okay,
Because
go
we're
ahead.
running out of time.
Running out of
I
time.
want to give a shout out to Jordan
Okay.
and Ladrina in the house.
Ladrina.
Doing her thing, CBTV. And I gotta give a shout out to all of the people that responded, all the first responders that showed up at that incident. And I gotta make sure that I give my mother a shout out and
Give
her
your mother a
roommate,
shout out.
of course, and my sister and my son. So those are my shout outs.
There you go.
There you go, man. Shout outs. Who you shooting at?
Shout out to the Tuskegee University faculty and staff, and also the officers that make up TUPD. Always remember we're one, and Booty Rush, You still family, my brother.
That's right. All
There you
right.
go.
All right.
You
All
still
right.
family.
There you go.
You gotta shout out Robin or you'll be in trouble.
Well, I'm sure she's listening.
Yeah.
And to my
right.
lovely wife, Robin
There
Martis.
you go. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Yes. What else you got?
That's it.
That's it.
There you go.
Well, I have to give my shout out to everybody in Macon County. You know, and I just want to tell y'all my shout out. And y'all, I want y'all to hear this well. Hey, we got to be together. We got to be on one accord.
That's right.
You know, one heartbeat, as I tell all my football players. I want to give a shout out to my wife, my family, all the churches, all the schools, and everybody that make this possible. I also got to give a shout out to Joe Turner. Joe came by my office this morning. Man, they doing some great work, man.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking about, you know, the great thing, Popeyes opening out there, Burger King.
Oh, yeah.
The people there, they had some great food.
Yeah.
And also, you know, we talked about Exit 38,
That's
where
right.
they are working on that Popeyes. There's supposed to be a little Caesars there.
Right.
A barbecue place.
Oh, wow.
Truck stop,
Okay.
gas station, and some more things that he told me.
Right.
Also
Oh, no.
working on somebody growing something down 199, which will produce some jobs for everybody.
Okay.
And have to let you know a little bit more about that. But just great job. You know, a lot of what we go through is about the economics.
That's right.
Yep.
You know, and I always say crime brings about, the economics bring about crime in this
right.
community.
That's right.
You know,
Right.
people not having, but certainly the jobs and short of the jobs here on Exit 38 going to definitely help. And we did not get the T100, but look, great things start happening behind
Great
it.
things
Yep.
are happening.
And there's going to
boy.
be more great things happening.
Right.
So long as we get these jobs, get people to working, you know, I think there'll be a lot less crime.
That's right. Yep.
And with the money flowing in the community, we can do more things for our kids.
Absolutely.
That's right.
But if the
Absolutely.
money is not flowing, there's not a whole lot we can do with no money.
that's right.
But get yourself ready for these
That's
jobs.
right.
Right.
And we talked about
Workplace
that.
ready.
Yeah.
Workplace ready.
That's what we
and get
always talk
yourself
about
ready.
that.
And that's
That's right.
where we're going with this.
That's right.
So
Right.
let's continue to work together instead of pointing fingers
Right.
at everybody, because that's the worst thing we can do.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I talk about the police, the sheriff, and all of these people, because these are my people. And it's not fair to them when you point fingers at them when they busting their butt to
That's
do
right.
what they can do.
That's right. That's
if
right.
we knew where these crimes were going to happen, guess what? We be there.
Be there.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And if somebody commit a crime like that in front of me, he gonna have to go more than just to jail. Something wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? What y'all say about that?
Yes, sir.
That's
Yeah,
right.
man,
That's
amen.
right.
So I want
Yep.
y'all to know we trying to work together for the betterment of this community, and we got to stay strong and stay together. And you know what? I got thick skin.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, I talk about this because I know how officers feel when they get the finger pointed at them. But this, and all of y'all know how that feels.
Right.
But we stand strong and we gotta stay together. We gonna keep on protecting this community and doing what we do. There's crime everywhere in every community, whether they sweep it under
That's
the rug,
right.
whether they tell you what's going on, and guess what? I'm a believer to let them know what's going on.
That's right.
You don't have to hear it from nobody else. I'm gonna tell you what's bad about it, and that's the way it should be. You gotta inform the community. You gotta inform the people, because that's what we here for.
That's right.
That's right.
And that will save some lives here.
Save some lives.
And
That's
check
right.
it out. So everybody is seeing all the construction and stuff. Keep your eyes open, because I'll be flying over that stuff in the next week or so,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I'm gonna be posting that so that you can see the progress. A lot of people don't get out.
Looks good,
So
right?
you'll be able to see it. And in fact, Exit 42 looks really strong.
Oh, it
too.
does, it does.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna be flying over all of that. So just keep
Okay.
your eyes open.
Right.
On Tuskegee Virtual on Facebook, and it'll be on TV too.
And look, I got to say one more thing while I'm giving my shout out. Hey, I got
There
to
you
say
go.
one more thing too with my SAP program, a senior sister program. We're gonna start giving out those fans next week.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
my
right.
goal was 50 fans, and we had about 150 fans right now.
Wow.
So we had a great turnout. People bringing fans, and we are identifying people right now that need the fan. Don't feel bad if you don't get one. We're trying to identify the people that really need the fan.
one. Right.
That's right.
And that's what we want to do.
That's right.
And you know,
Focusing
glad
on
we're
our
doing that.
seniors.
We're focusing on the seniors,
Focusing on
and
the
we're
seniors.
focusing especially on the seniors that
That's
don't
right.
have anything to keep them
Right.
cool.
That's
and
right.
we have record heat this summer.
That's right.
And we definitely want to keep people cool. So y'all start looking for your fans next week. And right now we have about 150.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
fans.
And that was way more than what I thought we were gonna
Yeah.
deal with, because I set a goal for 50 fans.
Got 150.
Got 150.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
That's a
good-
lot of fans.
A lot of
to deal
fans.
That's a
with.
lot. That's a lot.
Okay.
Hey,
But
you.
oh, come on, DJ Sir. He want to make a
DJ's
quick.
on
He wanna
quick.
Make
give
a real
him
quick snap.
few
Real quick.
seconds.
Come real quick. It'll take but a quick second. He want to
Hey,
give a shout out.
y'all hear Chief Frazier back there hollering in the background.
He want to say a couple
Yeah.
things.
Hey, brother, how you doing, man? All right. You doing all right?
Go to the mic.
Go to the mic now.
I just wanted to come in and I was listening to y'all and it was praising Brother McKenzie for his works. And I worked this morning. I woke and I was doing something, and I had spoke with my brother prior to going to do my thing, and he was going his way to do another thing. Next thing I know, I'm at the place where I'm working, and Deputy Kennebrew come up and he said, "Man, I've been looking for you." And his look and his energy, something wrong.
Yeah.
And he said, "Your brother had an accident.
Wow.
A zero turned over on him."
Really?
And I was scared to death. And Kennebrew and I, we marched in high school together,
Right,
drum
right.
mates. So I'm thinking he kind of holding something back from me.
Right.
Because I had to drive from there out to where it happened, and he probably didn't want to shake me. So I'm like, man, what's going on? But anyway, they got him, and took him to the hospital. It turned over on him. He out there in the yard, nobody around. Zero turned on top of him by itself. So somebody came, he told me just now, Martin, right out here, Charles Morgan. Charles Morgan, who happened to live right by, came by and seen the thing, and he stopped and then he was able to flag down, but he had got his phone and called the 911 center.
Okay.
By then, when Morgan got somebody stopped, he could hear some sirens coming in the distance. They
Good,
come there,
good.
got it off of him. It didn't get no blade damage or anything, but the motor oil was hot, pouring all in his face. Didn't burn him
Right.
because he had to wedge himself from under as much as he could, but he couldn't get from under it.
Right,
So they were there probably about 25 minutes or
Wow.
so, something up under this thing in the yard, man. And Kennebrew must have got some kind of wind. It went on through the 911 center, and
he got
Kennebrew
there.
heard it, and he knew me by us being that family
Right.
community. I know this guy, brother. He
Right.
come straight to my spot.
Right.
And I went there. He went in. Hey, man, they just said he was going to do something at this guy's place. He pulled up there and he told me and they advised me what was what, man. And Officer Wayne Ellis lived next door
to him,
my brother. And I just was leaving him his side, and his phone rang, and Wayne was just coming in town hearing his wife from somewhere, and he heard it. Soon as they got home, they went in their house, they came out, I was gone. They went over my mom's house, checked with him. Before Wayne laying down or whatever he doing, the phone rang. Hey, boy, I'm just checking with you. You all right?
That's good.
Dale told him, thank you. And he knew it was more than, they just doing their job. But when Wayne and these guys off there in the yard, their lines boot up against one another.
Right, right.
It was
Yeah.
more, Dale said, man, I know it was still more.
More to it than that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It was more to it than them just doing their job.
Right,
the
right.
feelings
Right.
they have about community
Right.
and about them being neighbors. And you got to
And
give
knowing each other.
Kennebrew a round of applause.
Yep,
give 'em a round
give
of
'em a
applause.
round.
Wayne and Miss Loretta for what they did because I said Kennebrew.
Yeah.
And it's all about doing what they gonna do. So Deputy Kennebrew, Sergeant Kennebrew, Wayne Ellis, and Miss Loretta all work at the Sheriff Department. Appreciate that.
Morgan.
And Morgan.
Charles
Okay,
Morgan.
Y'all,
Morgan.
let's get him a big round of applause.
There
Let's
you
go.
go.
Yeah, we appreciate that testimony, DJ's right, man. We
And like I
appreciate
said,
it.
it's all about the community.
It's
We
all
got
about
to
the
have
community.
more of that.
That's right.
And
Absolutely.
you hear a lot of these stories. You hear more good
lot of
stories than you hear bad stories.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Right.
and when something bad happens, we jump all over that. But
Right.
when something good happens, we ain't got nothing to say.
That's right.
Oh, he was
Yep.
supposed to do that.
Yep.
Why didn't the other
That's
one do
right.
it?
Right.
You know,
Right.
This man ain't had no training in the world. That was straight from the heart.
That's right.
And just like most police officers, they don't train us to jump in water and
No.
save people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We do what we do as law enforcement, but we do everything else from the goodness of our heart and just from caring about people. So we don't have any training in that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
somebody said we ought to be all military. You can't. I mean, it don't happen like that.
Right.
No.
Yeah. All tactical military.
That's
and we
right.
do have a tactical crew, but we can't wait on the tactical crew to get there all the time.
You right
It
there.
takes people like this that
We
gonna
are.
do that.
That's right.
There
You
you
know,
go.
that's from jumping and running into a building or a school where everybody's shooting in the school.
That's right.
You know, you have a school shooting. We don't sit there and wait on the team to get there. We go in whether the first man there, individual there, whatever.
There you go.
And that's what
Yeah.
we do. But all you hear is about the bad stuff. You know, not about the good things and the
Well,
and the
that's what we're doing.
superheroes
That's
that do
what we're
that.
here for.
And you
right.
know
Is
what?
to do that.
That's what
Straighten it
we've
up.
been doing.
That's what
right.
we do.
You know, and that's what the show is about,
Yeah.
bringing the
Yep.
community police officers,
But see-
telling whether it's good, bad, or ugly.
That's
Well,
right.
you know, I said it a long time ago that the reason why I created the show was because we wanted to show the police officers and law enforcement in a good light and that they're human beings too, just like all of us. That they will do what Sergeant McKinstry did.
Right.
That there are a lot of them, especially in Macon County.
Right.
So
Especially here.
that's why we're here.
Hey.
That's the whole purpose for this show.
But you know when we first started the show, the instigator didn't like us.
Look,
They had to go and like no police officer.
I had a.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Hey, you ain't
The
lying.
instigator
You
didn't
ain't
like no
lying.
police officer. Am I right?
Hey,
Am I right?
you-
Instigator?
But he
you
never
ain't
had.
lying.
He never
He
had a
never-
problem.
he
in
never-
Macon County,
I've never been disrespectful or anything like that.
Tuskegee,
Right.
Macon County.
But I've always said it like this. Is that Lee County, Montgomery County, I've always had trouble. I've never had trouble
Here.
in Macon County. And so that's why I said I wanted to show us and our law enforcement in a proper light.
But you know what? Me and you always been friends. His
Yeah.
dog, because you say I remind you so much of your brother. We
Yep.
started like that.
That's right.
And we became really good friends.
That's right.
But you always talked about police in other places, how bad they were, but you never said nothing bad about us.
No.
And I appreciate
I've never
that.
had a problem.
But what I said was he didn't like no police officer.
No.
And that's the
No.
truth.
That's the truth. We
That's
did.
the truth.
We really did.
No.
You always have to remember, haters hate.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I've never been a hater.
No,
I've
yeah.
just always had problems with other jurisdictions. I've just always
Okay.
had that problem.
Yeah.
Because I've always been profiled.
Right.
Ever since I was in college.
Right.
But I've never had that problem in Macon
Right,
County.
right.
Ever. In all my
Well, that's
life.
good.
And I grew up here. And that's why I said, this is why I say this on the show many times, that community policing and the stuff that we do here is completely different from anywhere else in the
Anywhere.
country.
Right.
There's
Absolutely.
no place
Anywhere
that does
else.
it like this.
Right.
And I've lived and traveled all over the country.
Right.
And I've always been profiled or whatever, except for here.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I know.
I know. They're
I know
giving
that
us, they're
big-
giving
Ran
us
out
a
of time.
signal.
We
Booty?
talking
We
to
ran
him.
out of time.
Booty?
Okay, I got to give my big shout out,
Biggest
man.
shout out.
I want to give a big shout out to my wife and kids, man. I love you guys. My whole entire family. I want to give a big shout out to guys here at this station, 102.7 WBZ. That's the communicator, the co-pilot, and myself, the connector. Also want to give a shout out to the crew here.
Yo.
They're in the building. CBTV, Tuskegee Virtual in the building. I also want to give another really, really big shout out to Tuskegee University Police Department, man. Big shouts out to you.
Shout out.
Big shouts out to Sergeant Jeffrey McKenzie. You too, Patrick Wallace in the building, y'all. Not Patrick Wallace, but
And Patrick Martin. You got two
we
Patricks
got
today.
two Pats in the building. I'm sorry. Chief Patrick Martis, man, is in the building, man. Great job, man. And we need more officers like that. Just the quick thinking, you know what I'm saying? And to respond to someone that's in distress, man. You can't really put a time level. Sometimes you got to skip procedures at some time when you have someone is in
That's
distress.
right.
Because
Grave
time
danger.
is the essence, man.
Time is
Grave
Time is
danger.
you
That's
save
right.
a life, man. So
That's
big shouts
right.
out to you. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you another round of
Thumbs
applause.
up Thursday.
I had to give another round of applause in the middle of that. But,
There you go,
man,
there
that's
you
what we
go.
do right here on this station, man.
Yep.
We bring that stuff to
That's right.
into the nutshell right here in the community, man. By community policing, man, and by you guys working together as a team. The sheriff department, the police department, Tuskegee University Police Department, sheriff department, the shorters. Down in another
Franklin, Northern Southern.
everybody, man,
That's
together,
right.
man. That's what it's all about, man. We got to work together on this thing.
Right.
So I'm out of here. We'll see y'all next go around. The
Bye,
sheriff report, man.
everybody.
Yo,
Facebook Live.
yo,
Macon County,
peace.
peace out.